about the very significant differences between the North, specifically Boston, and the South.
Texas. Honey, let me tell you something before we start this discussion. I don't understand a word you're saying. You need to enunciate. Use your words.
Well, how I talk is very specific and special to the Northeast, especially Boston.
Tell me why.
Well, it's called non-rhotic pronunciation.
What?
Non-rhotic pronunciation.
Those are awfully big words.
Date back to over 400 years ago, in the 17th century, when people came from Europe, more specifically England. So we have a bunch of Brits coming into our territory, and we start talking like them. So British people don't really talk with their R's. So in Boston, we don't talk with our R's either, hence New England. We got a bunch of English people. You think my language is odd. I think your language is odd, because you guys just talk so freaking weird down here.
Weird?
Yeah.
We actually use ours. You know what? Down here, we're all about the Southern hospitality. You know, I read in the New York Times from up there where you're from, they said the manners are one of the key ingredients in Southern hospitality. We're all about the manners.
Really?
Yeah. Would you like some pecan pie?
No. We eat a lot of seafood from where I'm from, because we have a lot of port towns, we have a lot of ocean, we got a lot of fish, and one of the greatest occupations you can be up in the North is a fisherman. We have cities like Gloucester, Rockport.
I've never heard of these cities at all.
They're really great cities. We're talking about the fishermen, and what comes along with the fisherman occupation is danger, fraternity, economic uncertainty, low levels of bureaucratization,
Alright, I'm gonna pretend like I know everything you're saying. Keep going, darling.
and high levels of tax interdependency. Say it with me. Task interdependency.
Interdependent.
So fishermen just come, it's one of those things where it doesn't really matter what kind of economic class you're from, people just come together. Seafood's a big thing, it's a common interest between most people in the Northeast because that's what we eat. We like our fish, we like our clams, we like our chowder, we like all that kind of stuff. So fishermen's just a really good occupation to have up there, especially off the coast of places like Gloucester, Massachusetts, which that movie, The Perfect Storm with George Clooney.
Honey, I didn't watch that, but you know who I love? Absolutely love. I love me some Matthew McConaughey. Oh, darling, he is great. You know what he likes to eat? He likes to eat some Cajun Louisiana food.
Why?
It's nice and spicy, darling.
Where does that Cajun food even come from?
It comes from from the French. Girl, you've been talking about European. We're French, as spicy and savory. Let me tell you something. I like to read, right? And this guy named John Beck, he's like, food is a key ingredient down here in the South. That's where our culture's from. We got some spices from Louisiana. We got some Texas barbecue. Ooh, honey, if I could make you some brisket, I'll tell you twice. It's so good. Do you like barbecue? Well, since we talked about food already, how about sports?
Oh, Boston Red Sox all day.
Boston Red Sox?
Yeah, the baseball team. Up there than we are about football. I mean, don't get me wrong, we love Tom Brady and we love the New England Patriots, but Boston's is very special to us because Fenway Park is the oldest baseball stadium in the entire country. It was established in 1912.
Honey, I don't even know how many players there are in baseball.
I don't really think it matters. It just matters if you like the Red Sox.
No, honey, I don't know who they are.
That's disappointing.
No, but let me tell you something about sports.
All right.
We just need one word. Football.
Ours is the color of the sunset and leather, the shade of pride and heat. It's the salute of a citizenry and the sign of a nation. One flag, one star, one state, one school. Texas builds legends. More than names, they are standards, icons, longhorns.
We got the Alabama Crimson Tide. We got, of course, UT. The Georgia State Panthers, man, they are my favorite. Georgia, they're not very good, but oh my gosh, they're Panthers and their mascot is just so cute. We got an A, we got the Horned Frogs, we got the Rice Owls, darling. I don't really know how they're doing, but they're prestigious.
All right, let's talk politics.
Okay.
Up here in the north, we are liberal Democrats. We are all about everything liberal.
We like the Republicans. We like our guns. We like to have the right to bear our arms, darling, but we white.
You don't need to carry guns. I mean, what's the big deal about guns? Why does Texas need to have this come and take it, have my
Honey,
gun?
if there was someone on your property you didn't want there, you better believe I'm going to carry my rifle.
Is that a law in Texas?
That's a law in Texas.
You can shoot someone who trespasses onto your property.
If I think he's a threat, he ain't the mailman.
Back up north is where, you know, the Declaration of Independence was signed, all this stuff. All the founding fathers came here, and they came with all these conservative Christian ideologies and morals and standards. Right. We kind of lost that up there. So you can still go to Paul Revere's house and go look at the Liberty Bell and say, hey, this is where our founding fathers were. There's a lot of rich history. You know, Paul Revere, the British are coming, the British are coming.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, up north we just kind of became more liberal. You know, same-sex marriage has been legal for about 10 years now, and that's just kind of how we do it up there. I know y'all don't do that down here.
No, we don't. I don't know why you want to stray from tradition, though.
George Bush has a house up in Maine, actually.
Yeah, but where's his real house down here? I saw him the other day at HUB.
I'm gonna go religion. Let's talk about how people up north are religious. We're all about Catholicism. It has to do with how there are a lot of Italians that came in. They mostly reside in the north end of Boston. It's a very Italian section. They came, the Irish came. We're just all about Catholicism. Everybody goes to Mass. Everybody gets confirmed.
Bible Bell. Do you want to know a story about Jonah? Do you know the story about Jonah?
I don't really think I have a choice in this matter.
No, let me tell you something about Jonah. So God, our Heavenly Father up there,
right.
He told Jonah, go to the Ninevites. And Jonah's like, I ain't going over there. This is what happens when you disobey God, okay? He puts you in the belly of a whale, okay? But you know what? God is so good, darling, that He took Jonah out of there. What Jonah do after? He went to the Ninevites.
I could have said the rosary in the amount of time that you just took to tell me a story about a whale.
That necklace, all these rappers got around their necks now, it's like a fashion statement now. The cross wasn't a fashion statement back then, darling. You need respect.
So, okay, here's a question I have for you.
All right.
Since we have a lot of the Italian immigrants and the Irish immigrants, what kind of people do you guys have down here?
Honey, we got the French.
Cool.
And we got the Spaniards.
So how have those immigrants affected the culture down here in the South?
In the South, well, see, Louisiana is all about the French.
Yeah.
And so we take a lot of their foods and a lot of their kind of laid-back demeanor to enjoy life. And even the Spaniards, you know, they have a thing called siesta. Do you know what siesta is? It means taking a nap. Those Spaniards just take naps. In the South, we just like to kick back our feet, put some barbecue on, have some football on the TV, and that's what we do. You know what? I read this journal. You guys need to read more. I read this journal, and it says that usually Southerners don't pick up hostility. Well, honey, you've been hostile this whole time with me, and I picked that up real fast. That hurts my feelings. I keep asking you for food, asking you if you want food.
I'm just good.
All right. What?
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that we found common ground between food, sports. We all love our family. But I think it's cool to see that there's also some very clear differences in how we talk, how our culture is when it comes to context, when it comes to religion, different beliefs, the way we live our lives. And it's really interesting to see that that happens within our borders. There's a lot of intercultural relations going on right here at this table because we're not from the same culture. So it's cool to see everyone come together because a lot of the time people push it outside of borders in different countries, different continents, all that, all over the globe. But we can see here that even within the U.S. there are very different cultures. It was really great talking to you.
You too.
Still don't like you, but it was
That's
great
fine.
talking to you. Go Red Sox.
Ma, where's my Red Sox hat? I need a manicure wicked bad. What happened? You go retarded? Now, Ben or Yui, get on the rotary, take Route 3 to Route 95, get on the pike, and you're there.
What do you twos want from the packy? A handle, 30 rack what?
Who took my clicker?
Have you seen The Real Housewives of South Boston? He looks just like Tom Brady.
Hey, while you're at Stop and Shop, would you mind swinging by Dunkies and getting your mother a chocolate cruller?
I think it's wicked trashy.
Oh, my heart aches.
I run on Dunkin'.